And welcome to your first post. We've got our Fika theme installed, we've got our WordPress install working, and we're ready to start building a blog. To really understand how the Fika theme works, we need a little bit more data than the standard WordPress install, which just gives us a sample page and a sample post. We can do a little bit better than this, so what we're going to do is we're going to create 3 posts that are actually recipe blog related posts, but you can make them any type of post you like. If you have a lifestyle post, then you can use that. The only thing that I would urge you to do is to create a featured image for each post. That works a lot better with the Fika theme, as you'll see in a minute. We'll start by trashing the Hello World post that's already there, and we'll be creating our own post. In this case, it's a cooking blog, so we're going to create a meringue kisses post. Now, what we're doing here is we're going to a website called Lorem Ipsum, just as a way of getting some sample content to put in our posts. Lorem Ipsum is a placeholder that people commonly use in design agencies and things like that, that just gives you some paragraphs of text without you actually having to come up with the text, and that will suit our purpose perfectly for this example. So we paste our Lorem Ipsum in, and now what we really need to do is we need to get some imagery for the post, and we can do this by going through the standard media screen in WordPress, selecting some pictures that I already have. Bear in mind that I actually already run a professional cooking blog called Lazy Cat Kitchen, so we have no shortage of artwork that we can use in this. So I decided to feature some of my favorite desserts. So we've got the imagery for the meringue kisses. We're inserting it into the post, making sure that we select the image size of large, so that we'll have a nice big image when people come to our post. We're also going to create some categories. We're going to create a category of recipes to hold all of our recipes, and a subcategory of desserts, which we're going to make a child of the recipe categories. We'll go into why we created this a little bit later on, and we'll deal with the categories in a later tutorial. Likewise, we're going to put some tags in to help people identify what this recipe is all about. In this case, we're going to go with the tags of meringues and sweet. We're also going to select a featured image. This tells WordPress what image to feature, and will have the effect in the Fika theme of being the image shown in certain views such as the list item and grid view, which we will look at in future lessons. What you will also need to do is add a read more tag. This tells the Fika theme to show everything above this tag as an excerpt, but not anything below it. As we go to the homepage to have a look at the post that we've just added. As you can see, meringue kisses, featuring our Ipsum Lorem text exerted with a more link. That's great, but it would actually be more beneficial if we were to create a couple more of these recipes. So we're going to do a chocolate mousse, which is delicious, which you can check out on Lazy Cat Kitchen, where you'll get more than Latin writing and one picture. We're just going to we're going to basically do the same thing for 2 more posts. And that will just be useful because then we'll build up 3 posts that we can use to test and show a number of concepts in the theme. You need to have more than one thing to be able to show navigation between posts, to show how the categories and the tags work. Once we get this process out of the way, then we'll be set to go through the rest of the tutorials. We add some Ipsum Lorem, and we add an image that we'll use inside the post, and we'll also use a featured image, which will be the same image. So there we're adding the large image into the post. We are setting it to be a dessert in the categories, and we're giving it some appropriate tags, which in this case are the tags chocolate, sweet, and we're setting the featured image. Okay, 1 more to go, because it's really useful that we have 3 posts. Make sure you hit publish now. Add new. This one's going to be chocolate orange pots, which I highly recommend. We're going to paste Ipsum Lorem in again because we're not that interested in the actual content. We're going to add another large image that we're also going to use as our featured image. Large, insert into post. We're going to make sure that it's marked in the desserts category. We're going to give it some appropriate tags, the tags of chocolate, pots, orange and sweet. and we're going to make sure that we set the featured image appropriately. And publish. Now that we've created these 3 posts, we're going to go have a look at the website and see how that has changed in accordance to the 3 bits of data that we've just added. So as you can see now, we have 3 recipes. We show the most recent post at the top. We have the chocolate pots as the most recent, then the chocolate mousse, and then the meringue kisses. We also have categories we can actually use to navigate. We can click on desserts and we get all the desserts. Admittedly, that's not that useful when we only have desserts. And you'll also note that at the recipe level, we have the ability to navigate to other posts. You'll note that the recipes display is large on the home page and much smaller when you view them by categories. We'll learn how to configure these options in future lessons. It's all coming together pretty well. Now we need to start bringing in some other features.